I think Ben Carson said it best. There's a group of people who would like to silence everybody and have everybody go along to get along. But that's not going to be very helpful for us in the long run. Somebody has to be courageous enough to actually stand up to the bullies. I call those people cheerleaders and Kool-Aid drinkers. And the cheerleaders and the Kool-Aid drinkers all say you've got an axe to grind or you got a burr under your saddle. Okay, so while this video is not for the sheep, the Kool-Aid drinkers, or the cheerleaders, they might want to watch it and find out why other people that are around them now believe they have zero credibility. You may have seen this news report where it says that R.S. Gates alleged that Sheriff McNamara was cheating on his T-Cole exam. So here are the two original emails sent to T-Cole. They got the first one pretty much right, although it's not as much a complaint as it is a notification to the licensing agency. The one they really messed up on is the second one. And it says, on January 25th, 2015, I contacted you in reference to information about violations of licensing law. I have followed the progress in Hill County. Today, a news story was published making very serious allegations against my sheriff. It is my expectation these allegations will be investigated. Now, I can only imagine what might have had the little reporterette so occupied that she screwed up a story that bad. But if you look up here at the top, there's two attachments that reference statements. Let's see what's inside those. Okay, so the sheep and the cheerleaders need to go get another glass of Kool-Aid, because what this is right here is the attachment that was sent to T-Cole that is a notarized, signed document by Chris Eubank, who was a lieutenant. Yeah, here's the real interesting thing about that. In that document that is signed and notarized, Eubank details how he destroyed paperwork relating to the dismissal of an employee. What this really boils down to is covering up police misconduct. It's not just any record that he destroyed. What he destroyed was the dismissal and disciplinary record of an employee signed by a captain in the sheriff's department. But wait, there's more. There were two attachments, not just one. Here's a report from Captain Lippy that was also sent to T-Cole. In it, he details that a training personnel brought to his attention a compliance issue that exposed the county to $300,000 in liability. You can read it for yourself. Here's an interesting report. The report from T-Cole supposedly exonerated the sheriff and all of his deputies. Notice in here, the T-Cole investigator says that he met with Cody and that he was evasive and had no good explanation for not filling out his personal history statement. So forget for a minute that Rissa Shaw exonerated the sheriff, but the actual documentation proved pretty conclusively that the allegation happened. Notice that the complaint was made by one of the sheriff's own employees, and it was reported and verified, I guess, by the captain of OCU. You know, if the guy doesn't have any credibility, then why is he the captain of OCU? Here's a little excerpt from Captain Lipty's report. He said, I asked Kim what she wanted to do with the information that she provided. Kim said that she wants to make a formal complaint on what Chris has been doing because it's wrong. Now, she has since left the training division and become an investigator. Now, that's an investigator with the sheriff's department making the allegations and wanting to file a formal complaint. Reporter Rissa Shaw wants you to think that some citizen made this complaint. No, it came internally from the sheriff's department, and there's documentation to prove it. Okay, so the commission investigator in his report said, after speaking to Sheriff McNamara, We spoke to Captain Sean Lipke. Okay, not measly little peon Sean Lipke. Captain. He's the captain over OCU. And it says Lipke had the same complaints and concerns with Eubank as Cawthon did, but was unable to provide any new information. Remember, they didn't need new information. They had documentation that he admitted on a signed, notarized statement that he destroyed government documents. But the problem is T. Cole does not investigate destruction of government documents. And that's what the case was. They investigate licensing violations. Under the summary, he said there's a lack of evidence to substantiate the claim. Eubanks and Blossman took the peace officers supplemental class. This is training that they had to have before the sheriff went down and took the test. It's prerequisite training. Okay? The news media screwed it all up and said that there was allegations that somebody took the test for the sheriff. That didn't happen. There was never any allegations. But anyways, there's a huge difference between a lack of evidence and exoneration. It just doesn't work that way.